Hello, today I have the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Terrance Hutchinson. He is a certified elite health and wellness coach, radio show host, podcast personality, special event host, motivational speaker, commercial voiceovers, author, and wellness blogger. I'm sorry. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm just laughing because before in the green room, we was having a great conversation. I said, this is going to be fun. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for coming. So today we're going to be interviewing you and talking about your health journey and how you overcame type 2 diabetes and basically where you're at today and how you're helping others.
Oh man, it was 2009,
Hmm.
and I was coming off a real bitter divorce. I was had to dissolve properties and businesses, and I was at the point where I was relocating from upstate New York all the way to Atlanta. I'm 39 years old,
Hmm.
and you're talking about moving home with my mother at 39 years old. I'm freaking out. Like, oh no, that's something that I wasn't prepared for. I've been on my own for years. 16 at 16, I've been doing my thing. I really never lived at home. And I love my independence. I love being the provider. So now I started to feel like I was a failure at 39, you
Hmm.
know, moving home with your mother. And then so when I reached Atlanta, I started hanging out, I started partying, I started drinking, I started incorporating improper eating habits, lack of sleep. Atlanta's the hub, so I'm in Kentucky, I'm in, St. Louis, I'm in Alabama, I'm in Miami, I'm everywhere within driving distance of Atlanta. And one time I was in Miami at a party, and I was in a pool, and I knew something wasn't right with my health.
Hmm.
And I got out, and man, I started feeling really dizzy. I had blurry vision. And the next day in Atlanta, even going into the next day, I had frequent urination, dry mouth, uh, weight loss. I was like, everybody was saying, what's going on? I was totally freaked out, but I did not know at the time that these were serious complications of type 2 diabetes. And I'm thinking maybe somebody done drugged me, put something in my drink at the party, whatever.
Hmm.
And by the time we got back to Atlanta, I called my primary physician. I said, listen, I need to come in. And they said, come on in. By the time I got to her office, I passed out right there in the lobby.
Hmm.
My body had already depleted itself. It turned on me. My body was like, look, we're sick of the abuse. And now here we are. So by the time the ambulance came to my doctor's office, they was checking my skin. I was real clammy. I was sweaty, but I was still aware of what was going on around me. So I'm laying in the gurney, and I looked up, and I saw myself hovering over me,
Hmm.
looking down at me, saying, "Look what you done did. You know, you killing us." you know. And that was a live moment, man. I never forget it. Like I was actually looking down at me on a gurney, calling myself stupid, and I was like, you just messing up, bro. And
So what they
got
see
to the
in the movies is true and people actually see
yeah,
themselves? Oh.
yeah. I never witnessed anything like that, but that particular moment, you
Hmm.
know, I'm thinking I'm having an out of body experience for real, and I was shook. And the EMT guy, he was like, you know what's going on with you? And I said, no. So they hooked me up with IVs and everything. He said, man, we think you're having complications of diabetes.
Hmm.
And I was like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at it as an old person disease. I wasn't educated on this lifestyle disease at the time. So when I got to the ICU, the emergency room, I'm texting on the phone. They said, man, I don't know how this guy is not in a diabetic coma or
Hmm.
he's not dead. How is he able to text and communicate effectively like this? And it was just amazing. So I'm texting my family like, yo, I'm in ICU. Come to the emergency room at the Cab Medical. and I didn't know that I was supposed to be in a diabetic ketoacidosis, which is a coma
Mhm.
or even dead. And the side effects, the complications of type 2 diabetes, I went from 242 pounds to 200 pounds in 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought somebody done drugged me. I said, am I on crack? Then I started thinking about, HIV, all type of
Yeah,
stuff.
I would think that too. Like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, like I mean, my brain was like, oh, who was I with? What chick? Some chick done, you know what I'm saying? Because I was wilding,
Yeah.
and I was freaked out. But when they told me, I said, that's impossible. And it was like, sure enough. And I had lack of appetite.
Mhm.
I couldn't taste anything. So I was getting sodas, iced tea, beer, anything I can. I was extreme thirsty. I was all my favorite foods. I said, get this, get that. And I was ordering food and I couldn't taste anything.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, something is definitely not right. But, they got me hooked up in ICU and they started giving me crushed ice. They had 2 IVs, getting the saline solutions in me, injecting me and everything. That was the best crushed ice for 2 days. I never taste crushed ice like that. But when my taste buds came back, that was the nastiest ice. I was like, what is that? Don't give me this. So that was the start of it.
Mhm.
And after 3.5 days in ICU, I was able to walk out of there. 4 people outside of myself checked in.
Mhm.
I'm the only person that walked out.
Oh wow.
Right. So, and when you're in ICU and you're looking up at the ceiling, you're saying, Lord, help me, help me, help me. You know what I mean? And the only thing you can hear is the machines beeping, the nurses checking. They was poking me every hour on hour. And when I was able to walk, I had 1 IV and I was walking up and down that ICU ward on the flip floor. And every room that I walk past, I can smell death in
Mm.
that room and family members praying over their loved ones. And I was saying, man, that was a scary thing for me, and I was like, I have to get out of here. I have to get better. And 3.5 days, they kicked me out. And
Mm.
since then, I've been to the ICU ward to visit a friend last year for the first time. And all those memories and feelings started to kick back in my head. I
Mhm.
said, man, I don't ever want to go back to a hospital on my own for my own health reasons
Mhm.
ever again in my life. So that prompted me to take really great care of myself.
Okay. So, what inspired you to get into the health and fitness field thereafter?
Losing that 40 pounds, because I came up in New York. You have to be a nice sized guy so nobody wouldn't try you, especially where I was.
Mhm.
You needed that size on you. And so it was that Mike Tyson size. I always viewed myself as Mike Tyson, and when I lost that weight, it freaked me out. I was feeling frail. I was super weak. And I got back. I was going to my office, and there was this church on my way going back and forth from home to my office, and they had a gym called Hope Fitness.
Mm.
And one day I said, I'm gonna pull up in there because I got to get back in the gym. And one day I pulled up, I signed up, $10 to sign up. And I made it my point on my way home, before I go home, I'm gonna go hit this gym and really get into it. And I started doing that. Within like 30 days, I was picking up some nice size. And a potential client came in and he said, hey, are you the trainer? Are you the trainer? And then boom, the light bulb went off. And right at that day, I went and started educating myself. I got into classes, courses to
Mhm.
become a personal trainer.
Okay.
Yeah, so the rest is history after that.
So, how would you describe your daily workout routine?
Yeah, early 5 o'clock in the morning, the alarm goes off.
Mhm.
I would get up. I would lay there till 5:30. I would meditate. Got a phone call, excuse me. I would meditate, relax my mind, gratitude, praise, and stuff like that. And I get up, I do a pre-workout, take a shower, then I'll go to the studio and start working with clients. And, I will work out with them. I just don't stand there and watch people. And so every day, that would be my routine. In the other room, in the other part of the studio, I have a Bowflex, weights, kettlebells, and everything like that. So I would get into it for myself. And because I'm such an advocate for health and wellness, it was important for me to take care of my body and my mind. So when I'm talking in front of potential clients or a health and wellness convention or whatever, I needed people to look at me and tell that I was serious about my commitment to my lifestyle. And when I promoted my first book, released my first book, it was important for me to live my truth. My story had to be shared. And a lot of times people just talk, but I really wanted to get into it. So exercise is one of those things that I had to do every day. If I wasn't doing anything, if I'm not doing anything, I feel like I'm not, like I'm losing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So as an entrepreneur, you wear a lot of hats. What would you say has been your biggest challenge, and what is your basically the favorite out of all of them?
It's funny because when I got into personal training, I thought that was my, oh my God, let's do it. And then I realized I was trading more time for money. I didn't have time, personal time for myself and my family. So when I wrote my first book, 150 quick and easy recipes to transform your body, when I held that book in my hand for the first time, I was like, that was a favorite part for me,
Mm-hmm.
And then a former client said, you should do a sugar-free dessert book. And it went off. So I put one out, 25 irresistible desserts that you can indulge. It's all natural, sugar-free. When I got that, I thought I was like, oh man, I'm doing it. And then I got into motivational speaking, how to sell on stage. And a client said, you need to find your voice. You have a story. And so all these different things was the thing. Every year is something new, or every 6 months it was something new. I was finding a new outlet off the same outlet was diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got into the medical fitness of it, that was a beautiful thing because it took me out of the realm of personal training into working with physical therapists, chiropractors, doctors, athletic trainers, all these clinical professionals. Now, when you talk about working with people who suffer from a stroke, diabetes, cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, MS, most people, some women suffer from fibroids, inactive thyroid. I'm able to work with these clients now, and the podcast is doing amazing things since last February. And I want to shout out to COVID-19 for creating a way for me, because I'm shut in.
Yeah.
So we had to do something. So the podcast became one of those things. And now here we are, almost a year later, we're monetizing that and getting a lot of information out and talking with individuals such as yourself on different other platforms to really get the word of health and wellness as a priority in people's lives, to make sure that mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, environmentally, like we're working on all cylinders. So to answer your question, it was always something coming up next that we never knew, but it was always like, oh, this is a great moment. So it's so many different areas to that question though.
Yeah. Okay. So what were your eating habits like before you started taking your body serious? I'm pretty sure it's like that right now.
Yeah. It's oh man, let me tell you something about eating habits. Now, I have a culinary arts background, so I know food,
Okay.
but I wasn't focused on nutrition. I
Mm-hmm.
was focused on food. And you got to remember, I'm still emotional. I didn't know I was suffering from depression. You
Oh.
see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So as men, we're taught to tough it up, be strong, da, da, da. And until I went to physical therapy, where I was understanding that I was depressed. I didn't know, but a therapist would bring some things to light. So my go-to, if I was emotional, I would go to Burger King. I have a double whopper with cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
Onion rings and a strawberry shake. And I was a bachelor staying by myself. I had a condo, you know, and I would drink beer. I had whatever was quick. I had Roman noodles. I would eat out all the time because I was like, I don't feel like cooking emotionally, mentally. I wasn't feeling none of the cooking stuff. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna eat whatever. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna party over here. Where the wings at? Whatever was there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put my weight back up, So I was just, and so it was horrible. It was horrible. Trust me. And the more you drink, it increases your appetite. So whatever was around, that's what I ate. I mean, for
Mm-hmm.
real. So it was I knew better. But I ate myself. I was an emotional eater. Just to say, I was depressed and I was suppressing it with food.
Mm-hmm.
I was messed up.
See, when I get into my moods, I can't eat.
Yeah, that too.
And then,
Yeah,
and then at around midnight, 1 o'clock, I'm like, hey, I'm hungry. Let me go down here and make me some breakfast.
yeah,
Go down here
yeah,
and make me something
yeah,
to eat. And I fix
yeah,
a whole meal at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the
yeah,
morning. And
yeah,
then
yeah.
I
You
start
know,
watching Lifetime or something. I'm like, did I eat all
yeah, for sure. But it all depends on who you are. It affects everybody different, like depression or stress, the cortisol hormones, or you get so busy working that you're not thinking about food. And then when your sugar drops, everything looks and smells so amazing, you're gonna eat.
that?
So even with quarantine, we have to really be careful because you're talking about the quarantine 15, like people put on weight, because they're sitting back, they're snacking, they're working remotely from home now, so they don't have to get up and deal with traffic. So hey, you're gonna get up in the middle now, you're gonna get you a snack. Now, depends on what you're getting. That's a whole different thing, So it's common. So many people that I know personally and professionally have an issue with nutritional balance and eating during this process of these uncertain times. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just try to monitor how you feel and eat appropriately. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been times when I guess I woke up out of my sleep and didn't realize I went downstairs and got some chocolate and woke up and had chocolate all over me. Like a brownie stuck to me or
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something that I ate and didn't realize that I went and got it. I'm like, what is this on me? Or what is this?
yeah. I work with people every day with this, so it's so funny to hear stories
Mm-hmm.
because believe me, Queen, the story's hilarious. I'm telling you, like they'll go sneak down and they know their spouse is significant hour to sleep, and all of a sudden, as soon as you close the refrigerator, they're standing right there. Like you're not supposed to. The stories are crazy. So it is what it is, but if you decide to eat, make sure that you snack on some vegetables, which is your free foods. It won't count against you.
Mm-hmm.
It's fiber, so you're okay. Even healthy fats like yogurts. Make sure you watch the sugar content. Guacamole, healthy fats. Hummus. I like to do those type of things. Now, every once in a while, like when we get super busy and
Mm-hmm.
we're in front of computers and everything like that, our brain is designed to trigger for something sugary or salty. So it's always, chips or something like that around for a lot of people. So it's a common thing, but we just have to make, rational decisions and ask ourselves questions like, am I emotional right now? Why am I reaching for this? Or why am I up eating this? Um, why can't I sleep? Um, who's in control right now? Is it my brain? Is it my heart? Because these two is going to control you. They're always fighting for position, whether it's in your personal life or your professional life. So you got to ask yourself, am I emotional about something? What's wearing me down? Am I stressed? Am I depressed? And these type of things is going to really trigger the food cravings. So you have to really ask yourself certain questions. And if you're on a weight loss goal or even a weight gain goal, you still want to ask yourself, am I going to benefit if I eat this? Am I going to win? Is this going to push me closer to my goal or push me back? So when you ask yourself certain questions, then you'll be able to, if you're disciplined enough, you'll be able to, control your cravings as much as possible.
Okay, so was it hard getting into the business of having people take you serious as a healthcare and a fitness professional?
At one point, I was in my way more than anybody else because the market is so saturated, especially in the Atlanta area, with personal trainers. So they're everywhere. And once I realized that I had a story and I had a unique ability to share that story, I had a unique ability to really help people um, build great relationships or rapport with certain clients. Like if a client reach out to me and I feel like, their personality was off, like I have a gift of discernment. So it's like, if you're not vibrating similar to mine, if I'm not feeling your frequencies, most likely I will not take you as a client because I need to feel, that mirror energy to be more effective. So it was more challenging for me once I get out of my own head about it. Now, when you're working with people, a lot of my clients, they're, high earners, and one client, he told me, he said, look, man, don't worry about it. And I said, yeah, sometimes it's frustrating. We was on Stone Mountain coming down. And he said, let me tell you something. McDonald's does not care how many burgers Burger King is selling.
For real.
They don't care. Understand? Churches doesn't care how many chicken Popeyes is selling. But you see each one of those in every corner making money, lying around the corner. So he said, he's a high earner. He got this mind is right. So when I heard that, it clicked for me. I was like, this, do you come with your own recipe and do you, and that worked for me. And I share that with the audience. Like if you, whatever industry that you are in and you feel like so-and-so doing it and they biting you or whatever, keep that in mind. Yeah. McDonald's does not care how many burgers Burger King is selling.
Yeah. So would you say that you're at the fitness level that you would want to be at the moment?
At 53, I feel like I'm in great shape. I just had hormonal therapy analysis on yesterday with body chemistry out here. And it's about taking your fitness game to the next level. See, when you look at fitness, most people talking about big muscles and all that. So that's cool, but that's the vanity side of it. When you talk about the internal health, as we get older, hormonal changes, your testosterone hormones, you want to talk about your body fat, your visceral fat, you want to talk about your vitamins and minerals deficiencies, you want to talk about supplementations, you want to talk about ample sleep, adequate hydration, you want to talk about stress. So I went to these evaluations and did an in-body 3D scan of my whole body
Mm-hmm.
to see what my internal numbers are to push me to the next level. Like I don't need 20, 24-inch arms. It does not benefit me
Mm-hmm.
because when you get into the medical part of that, when you get older, just to say you don't have great range of motion when your muscles are really big like that. Like you can't scratch your back, you can't wash your back, you can't wipe your butt. You know, it just I don't. It's this is true. People don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I'm not a bodyguard. I'm not. You know, I'm not playing at that elite athletic level, so I don't need all that. You know, I'm healthy. My numbers are great. My cholesterol is great. Like I'm good. You know what I mean? And so having a leaner, sculpted physique, I think sells and works better for me when I talk about speaking on stage and I got product and merchandise for sale. When I walk into a room, I know for a fact that my physical appearance is going to lead the way.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are seeing me on social media or whatever, they already see it. So um, when you walk into a room, you know, like my chin is up, my chest is out, my shoulders back. I'm a man. I walk in, and I don't have to be a, a certain way.
Yeah.
And this is why I tell my clients, especially male clients, just make sure that you're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep your body fat, your abdominal obesity down, keep it down. Drink your water, control your stress, you know, uh, keep improving because when you age, especially for a man metabolism slows down. He gets super stressed. He gets depressed. He goes into menopause, which is a thing. Men, menopause is a thing. Okay, when you start to get a lot of man boobs, that's estrogen. Okay, so you know you got to control these things, and these are health markers. And don't try to compete with the man next to you because you don't know what his story is. You don't know what supplements he's taking. You don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on you so you can be a better version for your wife, for your kids, for your grandkids, for your last name. And this is what I coach. So even with women, I say, what type of grandparent that you want to be? You want to be that fun, energetic grandparent that's out there in the back of the yard throwing the ball, or you want to be that grandparent that's in a walker or wheelchair?
Mm-hmm.
Your choice to start today.
Yeah.
So when I get that, you know, they
Yeah.
be like, oh, I got to start doing it because imagine your emotional health if you're overweight, stiff joints, arthritis, whatever it is, and your grandson or daughter say, come on, play with me, and you can't.
Yeah.
That's going to eat you up inside.
Okay. So
There's no greater joy for a grandparent to be out there having fun in nice green grass at the park in the backyard. It's no greater fun than that for to be a grandparent. You
mm-hmm.
know, not a grandparent that unfortunately can't have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the choice is yours.
Yeah. So
So
what type
go
of
ahead.
exercise or training would you do I need to do to get a six pack? Um
I'm gonna tell you
because
what.
I had four kids and you know, I've been working on it, you know.
Yeah,
People think
yeah,
I'm younger than what I am, and
uh,
that's I'm grateful for that, but I
yeah, yeah,
feel it, you know. They say,
yeah,
"Oh, you
yeah.
oh my gosh, you look so young. I thought you were in your 20s." And I'm like, "No, I'm actually 40 and I have four kids." They're like, "How old are your kids?" And I'm like, "Oh, my oldest is 20." They're like, "What?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well, that's good that they think I'm my daughter's age."
Yeah.
I
And you know
feel,
what?
but I want
Yeah.
the six pack. I got to get it.
First of all, that's a beautiful thing for family members, friends, and peers to view you as a younger version, by a chronological age, you know, a younger version of you. So that means, you know, you're doing something right. It can be genetics, you know. Also, you just have great genetics, great pores, you know, stuff like that. And I'm 53. Most people can't believe it, you know, and it's a great feeling to hear that because so many people have aged so fast in front of us. So now, I would suggest to you, even with 4 kids, you can do it. I've seen it all the time. It's gonna cost you some discipline. Okay, you're gonna have to sacrifice them brownies at 1 in the morning. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna have to.
Well, I ate a salad yesterday and today and the day before.
What type of salad dressing does you have on your salad?
Ranch.
There you go. Now here's the deal. When people say I have a salad, that's cool. I'm not knocking that. A lot of times the condiments, the salad dressings,
Mm-hmm.
the ketchups, the barbecue sauce, these are hidden culprits of sugars and salt, which is over time it's going to be contribute to the weight. So we might say, oh man, I had a salad, but you just killed it when you put the ranch on there. You know what I'm saying? So we got to focus on a vinaigrette,
Oh, okay.
some vinegar-based oil, because that vinegar is going to cut through a lot of the sugars and the blood glucose and the fat and all that stuff like that. So it's always I like any type of vinaigrette. I also like salsa on my salad. And somebody said that sounds nasty. I said, well, you eat tacos,
yeah,
and you put salsa. It's the same thing. You just take the shell off it. You know what I'm saying? So stick with the vinaigrette. Find you a good brand and doesn't have a lot of sodium and everything like that, and go from there. Sometimes I'll lemon juice. I'll sprinkle some of that on it. It all depends. You keep switching it up.
okay. So I get Charlie horses often, and
Yeah.
like I could be in a deep sleep and I be thinking I'm about to win the lottery and reach for the money, and I'm reaching for my leg and my foot, like my out of my sleep, and I'm just like, why do I keep getting these Charlie horses all the time?
Here's the deal with that. Number one, you got to keep your muscles and your joints hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So number two, you have to stretch. Okay. And I'm not talking about that's not a stretch. Okay. I'm talking about holding each stretch for 20 to 25 minutes, seconds, for mild to moderate discomfort. And when you stretch like that, you really stretch out. Yeah. Whatever stretch you want to do, you want to make sure you hold it until it hurts a little bit. So you're getting oxygen to the muscles, you increase in range of motion, you're getting vitamins, your blood cells are going through all those different things like that. This is why yoga is so helpful for a lot of people. So stretching, and then also when you stretch, you help to holistically, control your stress level. You can bring down your blood pressure a few points naturally. Drink the water, stretch. Definitely that before and after a workout, because you want to delay onset muscle soreness. A lot of times people catch Charlie horse now because we're sitting at our desk, we're working remotely. So what's happening, I'm gonna turn to the side so I can demonstrate a little bit. When we at our desk, we're kind of like this. So that's called an anterior pelvic tilt. So when we like this, our spinal cord is anterior is tilted over a little bit. So we're working and then we're looking at a computer. So we put pressure on the cervical spine, which is on the back of the underneath the brain, coming down to the shoulders. And so when we're on our cell phones, we're like this, So when we're sitting for long periods of time, our hips start to get stiffened and our hamstrings start to get long. Okay, so we're not getting that much activity. So in the human body, your hips is the biggest joint in the body. It's connected to the biggest and strongest muscle in the body, which is the gluteus maximus, which is the butt, okay? Which is connected to the biggest bone, is the femur bone, actually, are the quad muscles. So these are the workhorse of the body. So in order for you to stand, sit down, walk, run, use the bathroom, whatever the case may be, if you got stiffness in any one of those, or most people I work with, they have They need hip replacement. They got bone on bone. There's no ligament, no tendons there. They all jacked up, or they may have some type of spinal cord deviations. Whether the lumbar area, the sciatic nerve, the thoracic, which is the center part of the spine. You name it. So we got to stretch. Even in our chairs, you do some office stretching. You make sure you stretch. You get up every hour on hour, and you stretch. You can come up, stretch, and make sure. Reach all the way up, stretch your back out. You can come down, stretch it. It's so many different ways to do office stretching to prevent stiffness of the joints, or to prevent these Charlie horses you're talking about when you go into bed. Trust me, the Charlie horses are those muscle cramps. They're not fun. Okay, they're not fun.
No, I used to get them when I played sports too.
You already know. You already know.
Gangster real quick.
Woo, boy, that thing is stiffing you up, especially at night. And you be like, and I gotta walk it off. But it's a common thing. We have to drink the water to stay hydrated. We have to stretch.
So as a woman, is there certain exercises that we need to avoid, or it doesn't even matter?
Well, that's a great question. I think that I don't do a cookie cutter program or give cookie cutter answers. I'll give you the correct answer after we have a consultation, because I can give you some random stuff and it may not even work for you. I can give you some food to eat. It may not even work for you because I don't know your lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't know your body composition. I don't know your BMI. I don't know, your hormones. I don't know what your vitamins and minerals deficiencies are. I don't know if you suffer from, MS, arthritis, fibromyalgia, inactive thyroid. Because what I do is I customize programs based on individual needs.
Okay. What programs do you offer?
It all depends. Like, we can do weight loss, we can do weight gain, we can do medical fitness. It's to say you have an inactive thyroid. And when an inactive thyroid is happening in a woman, they're going to put you on some type of med. I forgot the name of it, but it's a steroid component. And when that happens, you automatically going to gain 30 to 50 pounds. And the side effects is weight gain and fatigue. And you're going to gain that weight real fast. And you're like, I need to work out. But you're too tired because the medicine. And then your nutrition is off. So now you're on the couch. You got your girlfriends coming over. They bringing you Zaxby's and all. I've seen it all. Now you got the wine going on. So it varies. I can tell you anything, but I don't, if all else fails, go for a walk. Go for a couple miles of walk. If you like to swim, go for a swim. That's great for your joints, great for whole body workout. You play ball, you athletic, go back. I tell people like this, go back to the physical activities that you loved when you was 12 and 13 years old.
That's what I want to do.
That's it. That's the key.
I want to get back into softball. I do.
Find a league or create one and get back into it. Or even in your case, if that's not possible, go to a batting range, and just hit a few, and that's going to make you feel great. I like basketball, but sometimes, I don't go out. I like jump rope. I like hitting a heavy bag. I do that. I love hiking. I have a bike. I'll ride a bike, but it's just, I'm not going to the basketball court and play with these wannabes and then twist an ankle or, blow my knee out or something like that. That's going to put me out of the game professionally and personally. So I'm not going to do that. Just forget about that. I'm not going to play a pickup game. And somebody trying to live their Michael Jordan dreams out, then damn, I get injured, nah, I'm too old. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. But you know, I definitely would suggest go back to your childhood years. You was 12, 10, 13 years old, and relive those moments when you was double dutching. Get your homegirls, and go out there and jump rope, double dutch. That was fun back then, you know. And you're going to burn calories. You're going to decrease your stress. You're
Mhm.
going to use different muscle groups. You know, you're going to laugh from the diaphragm muscle, which naturally control your stress levels. You know, all these things count holistically. You just have to, you know, find that you love what you love and then explode it, have fun with it. And you're going to be in the best psychological, emotional, physical state at 40 plus with 3, 4 kids. You
Mhm.
see what I'm saying? And it doesn't exercise. I would say this: exercise should be a joy to do and not a chore. When
Mhm.
you make exercise a joy, you're gonna do it all the time because you love it. It makes you happy, right? But
Mhm.
if you make something like, oh, I gotta go to the gym, you're not gonna.
Yeah, because I had
You
actually right before the new year I had put together my own workout gym in my bedroom. So I have a suite
yeah,
bedroom. So I have a bike and I have the ab glider and then I
yeah,
have the total workout gym
mhm,
where I can pull up and but that one's kind of hard. I used to be able to do it when I was doing it every day,
yeah,
but once you stop using something for so long and then you try to pick it back up, it's kind of hard because of
yeah,
course I'm bigger than what I was when I first got it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Don't feel bad about that. Just start where you are,
Hmm.
and your body is going to adjust,
Yeah.
and you get back there. You know, but to your defense or anybody's defense who has a home gym, like when COVID hit and gyms shut down, everybody went out and bought equipment.
Yeah.
Uh, you couldn't find equipment anywhere, and it was fun to set a little gym up.
Mhm.
Now, it's very challenging to stay motivated in home gyms. You see
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
It
It's
is.
very
It is.
challenging because you don't have that environment of other people, you know, working out. You know, home. I got a Bowflex. I got waist. I sometimes I might hang something up on the Bowflex. You know, I'm cold as hell. Like, I don't want to turn it into a closet.
Yeah.
But you know, I go to other clients' house and you know, I work out with them. They got state of the art equipment,
Hmm.
and they paying me to work
Originally,
out with them.
yeah, originally I wanted to like invite a couple friends over to work out with me, but I'm like, no, because people are walking around and don't know that they have COVID. And they
Yeah,
may bring that to my home because their kids is
yeah,
around other people and
yeah,
they're around
yeah,
other people. So I
yeah,
didn't want
yeah,
my
yeah,
spot to be the hot spot, And I'm like,
yeah,
no, let me
yeah.
just
No,
keep it
no doubt.
simple
Right.
and because I
Yeah.
have a family to take care of too. So
Well, what that's telling me is that you are an intelligent decision maker in these times of COVID, this pandemic. It's nothing to play with, you
mhm.
know, and especially a lot of people just acting like it's nothing. You know, especially here in Atlanta, it's like it's events everywhere. I'm like, y'all go ahead. But you have to be safe because it's not just about you, it's about the people who you are an asset to. When
Mhm.
people depend on you and you got mouths to feed and you know they expect you to be that mother, that wife, that girlfriend, whatever it may be, you know, it's imperative that you practice self-care techniques to make sure that your mind and your body and your spirit, you know, is lining up because when you get sick or injured, you become a liability,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And all your money start to go towards taking care of yourself at that point. Doctor's visits, prescriptions, specialty doctors, co-pays. Even if you have top of the line insurance, you're going to come out of your pocket.
Mhm.
So one of my courses of thing that I teach is I teach people how to reverse money back into their checking account just by eating right, working out, and controlling their money, because so many people suffer from diabetes, and they allocate $6,000 to $8,000 per year on maintaining diabetes when they don't even have to maintain it. I showed them how to reverse it. So just imagine that $8,000 back into your checking account, all because you just made a couple of tweaks. What can you do with that money?
Yeah.
College education, vacation, repairs on the car, repairs on the house, new car, new house, but big pharma condition you so much that you got to take the shot, take the pill, and you're saying, oh, Terrance, eating healthy costs too much. But you go every month and spend $100 a month on medicine that's causing a side effect, and you got to go get more. Man, most people are taking, you see those pill box Sunday through Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. They got pill for this. A lot of the times it's triggered by side effects of the ailment or the illness or the medicine that they're on. So you saying to me, oh, those apples cost too much, those fruits and vegetables cost too much. I said, wait till you get your next doctor bill. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Them doctor bills ain't no joke. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't take care of your health on a regular basis, and me too, because sometimes I slip because I go through my little thing, and I said, T, you got to get it together, bro. And it's going to cost you a lot of money down the line. So, imagine being a stroke survivor.
Yeah.
I got a client. He said, I got medical bills for the rest of my life. And when he said that, I was like, oh my God. Imagine the struggle, the financial struggle for his spouse, for his next generation, for his kids' kids. If something happened to him, he died, somebody going to inherit that debt.
Yeah.
Credit card bills, foreclose on mortgage potentially. You got it's a lot going on. And also imagine being our age, 40, 50, whatever, you catch a stroke, you survive. That's the least of your problems. Now you got to go to countless physical therapy sessions that's going to cost you. You got to potentially learn how to speak, walk, eat, brush your teeth, balance, sit up straight. Imagine that. Your fine motor skills, buttoning up your shirt, zipping up your pants.
Everything.
Your gross motor skills, like getting up and down off the floor. Imagine that. Yeah. So when I work with people, those are markers for me. I'm like, man, I can't see myself. Just imagine, like, oh my God, who's going to take care of me? That's a fear. Okay. That's a fear of mine. Like, it's important for me to try to stay as healthy as possible, because I have a fear that if I get put in a home, most likely I'm not going to get the best treatment and care for me. And I'll be a grumpy MF in that nursing home. Y'all better, what I'm saying? But they can be like, we don't want to deal with him.
You're supposed to put your knees when you pick up that chair. You're supposed to be.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, we take for granted our liberties that we have now. Like, being able to speak with you like this is a blessing.
Yeah.
If one of us have a stroke and you see me again in a year and I'm trying to recover, I may have one side of my body that's inoperable. I got a client now, a former client. She just texted me right before we got on, and she said, I'm in San Diego. She's 83 years old. She suffered from a stroke. She can't move her left side. I didn't know she had cancer. She said, I'm in San Diego. And I said, what? And now I got to find somebody that's going to help her in San Diego, in my network, who, what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
when you work with clients day in and day out, people are hurting, people are suffering from lifestyle conditions that could have been preventable if they just watched the sodium, exercise, drink the water, stretch, and just be, it's a blessing, man. You really start to really show gratitude every day for getting in and out of the bed, on and off the toilet, you know, wiping your own backside. Like these things are real when you're dealing with people who have those challenges. So I mean, we got to do better, man. We got to practice self-care techniques, and especially with COVID. And what I've seen, if you get struck with COVID and you get in the hospital, nobody can come visit you.
Yeah, it's definitely
Your spouse, family members, they no sir, you're not coming in, and nobody wants to die alone.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to share, like booking information or where we could find your book? What's the name of your books again?
The first one is 150 quick and easy recipes. I have one. Oh, it's upstairs. I got the other one. 150 quick and easy recipes to transform your body.
Okay.
And then I have this one. You can see it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the sugar-free dessert book, 25 irresistible desserts that you can indulge, all natural ingredients for you 1 o'clock in the morning brownie eaters.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to have no guilt. You know what I'm saying? That, and then the third book is being edited out right now. Should be out close to spring. Get rid of diabetes now. 7 proven strategies for reversal.
Okay.
And I felt the need to put that out right during the time or after COVID because it was ready last year, but I had to go back in. It don't make no sense to put that particular book out and you don't include something about COVID.
Yeah.
Because diabetic sufferers in COVID, they go, that thing is crazy. If you got diabetes, you've got type 2 diabetes and you're overweight or whatever the case may be, COVID can really come in. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to really focus on building your immune system and making sure you're good. So booking information, you can go to my website, www.yourbestlifestyles.com and connect there, or the O. Robinson Public Relations and Media Group, my publicist over there, they get me out, or simply just email me at terrance.hutchinson, the number 2, at gmail.com, and just find me on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, at Terrance Hutchinson. My IG handle is Terrance1745, but it's plenty of ways to connect. So if you need me to come in at your health and wellness event, whether it's corporate wellness, your private event, personal training, medical fitness training, nutritional guidance, you wanted copies of the book, you want to be a guest, a sponsor, a subscriber to the podcast, which is Your Best Lifestyles podcast. Okay. And we're on Pandora, iHeart, TuneIn, iTunes, Apple, Google, Deezer, Stitcher. We're everywhere, on the podcast platforms. 150, 53 countries, 1.3 million listeners right now. And it's all about health and wellness. It's designed to bring in a lot of clinical professionals, experts in their field, to give you more insight, strategies, and tips on how you can take care of yourself. The latest trends, the latest, fads, fad diet, whatever it may be. It can be a chiropractor, physical therapist, primary physician, so that's what the podcast is about. And also, I'm the personal chef and nutritionist for the legendary, iconic motivational speaker, Mr. Les Brown. I've been working with him for the
Okay.
last since June of last year. I just left his house when I came here, so
Okay.
and that's a learning experience because I'm able to, you know, that's an OG, and I'm able to listen talking about 5 decades of experience of speaking on different platforms around the world multiple times. So now I gotta, not only that I'm his personal chef and nutritionist,
Mhm.
but also I'm learning in the process of how to, monetize my voice and do other things like that in the process. So it's a fun time right now. It's a real fun time. So if you want to connect, those are all the sites and spots.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day to interview with me here at Kentucky Good Vibes, and I look forward to getting your cookbook, your especially the sugar-free one, because I love sweets.
Yes,
Hopefully,
especially that one.
sweet.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. I want to say thank you
Thank
for
you.
allowing me to come on your platform and share,
Okay.
contribute to your platform. You did a great job, and I hope that it reaches millions of people and help millions of people and help elevate you and your platform to where you see it, whatever your visions are. You can only go up.
Thank you.
So it's my pleasure. Thank you so much, Queen, for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All
Um,
right.
one more question.
Mhm.
So when are you're in Atlanta right now, correct?
Correct.
Whenever you all are in Atlanta, be sure to hit him up, get a
Yeah.
consultation, and maybe he
Yeah.
could do a session with you, see how he operates, and go from there.
Yeah. Go from there. And also remember, it's not a one size fit all. We will do a complete comprehensive Power Q. We're going to ask you a lot of questions as far as your lifestyle habits, your eating habits, your diet, your stress, your career, a lot of things to get a truly understanding of who you are, where you want to be, and why. We're not going to just give you any type of program and say, go do that. No, we're not. That's not what I do. And so get prepared to answer some tough questions and grab a pen and paper and journal your answers because you're gonna think,
Okay.
and that's what we want because we want you to transform your life. And I'm gonna say this before I close out. If if you're on an airplane
My
and
battery.
there's turbulence
I'm sorry.
and and the mask come down, they say so secure the mask on you first. Same way in your own life. Self-care. You got to take care of you first. You can't stop putting yourself on the back burner. It's all about you. I know you got family members and all that, but put yourself on the front burner, carve out that 60-minute window, go work out, drink your water, exercise, do what you got to do. Because if you fall short and you get sick and you're in the hospital, your family members is going to suffer. So
Well,
think about them when you're making your choices.
thank you so much once
Thank
again.
you. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Talk to you
Well,
soon.
take care.
Bye. Take care.